Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Hari Om. So, after seeing the nominal cases, we get into the verbal cases, the case endings of verbs. Now, here, before getting into it, we'll understand the basic idea like we did in the Subanta. We now know what Subanta and what Tinganta is. So we'll use the same word, not nominal case and verbal case. Okay. So before entering into Subanta, I introduced briefly to you what Subanta means and how it works. The same way we'll see what a Tinganta is and how it works. So here we have the Maheshwara Sutra. E, U, R, R, A, O, I, O. This is Ach of Maheshwara Sutra. Okay. Now here we have 10 tense and modes. In the English language or any other language, we have seen 10 tense and modes totally. Tense and modes consist of 10 different declensions. Now, A, I, U, R, R, A, O, I, O. In this, we will leave this I and O. We don't want that. For our consideration, we don't want a I and O. We'll add Lakara to this. Lakara to each of this. So we have La, Li, Lu, L, R, Le, Lo, La, Li, Lu, R, Le, Lo. And again here also we will skip this. R, we have one R, that is enough. We have La, Li, Lu, R, Le, Lo. I have just added La to this. Lakara plus I will add. I had Lakara to each of them. I got this. Now with this result, I will add Takara or Nakara. With this result, whatever we got, I will add this. So we get a La plus it, Lut, Lit, Lut, Rit, Late, Lot. When I add Takara, I get this. When I add Nakara, I have Lung, Ling, Lung, Ring, Ling, Long. Now we know there are only 10 tens and modes. Tens and modes consist of 10 declensions. Now therefore 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We will remove this last two. We don't want that also. Now we have Lut, Lit, Lut, Rit, Late, Lot, Lung, Ling, Lung, Ring. Even here, this late is a special case which is used only in the Vedas. Laghu Siddhanta does not touch it, and it's a special case. Even in Siddhanta Kaumudi, in the end portion, we see a little bit of it. Otherwise, if you want to see it, you have to see the Pratishakya of each of these Vedas. Pratishakya is a special grammar for each of the Vedas. So there you can see this late. So now when we remove that, we have Lut, Lit, Lut, Rit, Lot. I have removed late. Lung, Ling, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But we want 10. Why? We had late. We removed late. But still, because in other languages we don't have late. Vaidika Prayoga. It's not there. So, but still we want 10. And in all your Dhatu Manjari, Rupa Manjari, the Rupa, where you have all the different declensions for the Tingantas, you see 10 declensions. This linga is split into two. It's of two types. One is a Vidhi Ling, the other is Ashir Ling. Vidhi Ling and Ashi Ling. We have two types of Ling. So now we have 10. Lut, lit, lut, lit, lot, lung, Vidhi Ling, Ashir Ling, lung, ling. Okay? We have 10 of this. Now, each of them are used in different tense and moods. Like we have lat. Each of them have different sutras to define what they are for. Vartamane lit, parokshe lit, anatyatane lut, ritseshecha, lotcha, ashiling loto, anatyatane lang, vidhinimantana, mantana, adishta samprashta prathane shuling, lingashishi, lung, ling nimittelrun kriyadipattau. These 10 sutras. These 10 sutras define for what each of this lut, lit, etc. are used. Lut is used in present tense, lit in preterite, lut in first future, lit in second future, late is Vedic imperative, we have already seen. Lot is imperative, lung is first preterite, ling is potential imperative, and lung is a third preterite, and ring is conditional. So in all this, these different declensions we will see in detail. We will take up one dhatu and we will understand each of them in detail. So these are with respect to the lakaras. These are called lakaras. Or lakara, if you want it like this, you can say. All of them are called lakaras. These lakaras are added to a dhatu. Dhatu plus lakara. We are already introduced to the dhatus. Ramu kridayam, liha, aswadani, etc. We have used to 2-3 dhatus. So here the dhatu is added to the lakara is added to the dhatu to get the perfect verbal form. Now, in this we have 10 types of, there are 10 types of declensions for each dhatu. In the same way, there are 10 different types of dhatus, root words. Dhatus means root words. There are 10 different types of root words. Each of them are called, each of that group is called gana. Gana means group. Each of them have different numbers of dhatus. In Panini's Dhatu Patha, we have dhatus, around 2000 dhatus. Okay? He has listed around 2000 dhatus which are frequently and easily used, and in the meaning which are commonly, generally used. Like Bhu is the first dhatu with the meaning Sattayam. Bhu Sattayam. This is how he will present the dhatu. Bhu dhatu Sattayam artha. In what meaning? Generally. This is not a specific artha, it's general artha. Because there is a rule. With only 2000 dhatus, how can you present so many other different styles of, so many texts, different styles, different meanings, etc. How do you derive different meaning for one word? That is because of the rule Dhatunam Anekarthatvat. Says Dhatunam Anekarthatvat. The dhatus have different meaning. It can be of different meaning. Generally, there is a specific meaning, but it can be of different meaning. This we see in a simple dhatu, Gamulru Gatau. Gamulru is a dhatu which means Gatyarthaka. Bhu Sattayam, to exist. Gamulru Gatau, to go. Now, the Gatyarthaka dhatu can be of three meanings. Can be used in three meanings. One is Gati, second is Jnana, third is Prapti. Gati, Jnana, Prapti. Generally accepted this is. There are so many other unaccepted things. And see, majority of the dhatus, 1200 to 1400 dhatus have the meaning Gatau. Gatyarthaka. 1200 dhatus. Majority of the dhatus have this meaning. So, these dhatus are of two types. Like in the English, we have transitive and intransitive. Here we have dhatu which is of sakarmaka and akarmaka. When there is a function associated with it, it is function or transaction associated with it, it is used in sakarmaka. When there is no function transaction, it is akarmaka. Sometimes it will look funny, but it will be like that. Like see, smru chintayam. Smru chintayam. To think. Smarana, to remember. Smru dhatu. Smarana, that is why you get smarana, to remember. So this is, you are doing something, sakarmaka dhatu. Patha. Vyaktayam vachi. Patha Vyaktayam Vachi, to study, to clearly speak, means to study. Now, this is Sakarmaka dhatu. Akarmaka dhatu, you have just Bhu Sattayam. Bhu Sattayam is one Akarmaka dhatu, intransitive verb. The other is, you can say, Ramu Kridayam. Ramu Kridayam, you have already seen this dhatu, Ramu Kridayam, to play. Play is an intransitive verb. So, these two different types of dhatus are there. One is Sakarmaka dhatu and the other is Akarmaka dhatu. Both these Sakarmaka and Akarmaka dhatus are used in three different ways. Meaning, they are called padas. Or dhatu. Say dhatu. Three padas. Atmane pada, parasmai pada, ubhaya pada. Atmane means self. Atmane pada. Parasmai means for others. Parasmai pada. Ubhaya means both. Ubhaya pada. What does that mean? The dhatu can be used in these three different meanings. When the result of a transaction goes to one's own self, then it is used, the parasmai atmane pada is used. The atmane pada declension is used. When the result of the transaction karma goes to other, it is parasmai pada. That kind of dhatu is called parasmai pada dhatu. And when the result of the transaction can go to the other or one's own self, if that kind of dhatu is there, then it is called ubhaya pada dhatu. The dhatu is of three types. For one, the result will always be for the others. The other result is always for one's own self. The third, for both. It can be used in both ways. You can use it, same dhatu, for one's own self, for others also. Like cooking. You can cook for your own self or others. The result of the cooking can be for your own self or others. If you are cooking for your own self, pachate atmanepada. If you are cooking for others, pachati. So that is why it is called ubhayapada. Or karma. You are performing some deed, karma, and the result goes to someone else, then you have to say karishye. No, to one's own self, you have to say karishye. If the result goes to somebody, you have to say karishyami. So these are different things. So though we explain these things, you have to understand now. Not many, even the Pandits, they say karishyami instead of karishye, they will say karishyami, or instead of karishyami, they will say karishye. Not just the Pandits. The people who write Sahitya, the Sanskrit text, now currently, they don't differentiate between Atmani Pada and Parasmai Pada. So you don't need to worry too much about this Atmani Pada and Parasmai Pada. We have to worry only when in the case of the Sanskrit text, which is already written by the great people. Now, so we have Bhu Sattayam, Ada Bhakshane, etc. So the Dhatu Patha, I said, is of 10 types, 10 groups. Gana we called it. Each Gana has the name which belongs to the first Dhatu. The first Dhatu will be the name for all the other Dhatu belonging to the Gana. Like Bhu Sattayam is the first Dhatu in the Dhatu Patha. So Bhu plus Adi. Adi means etc. Bhu plus Adi. Iko Yanachi. Vadi. I'm just bringing Iko Yanachi Sutra. Bhu U plus A. Iko Yanachi. Va. Bu. Va. Adi. Vadi. Vakara plus Adi. Vadi. Vadi. So, this is Dvadi Gana. The next is Adadi. Ada Satatya Gamane. Adadi Gana. Then Juhotyadi. Jyotyadi. Divadi. Then Swadi. Tudadi. Then Rudhadi, Tanadi, Kriyadi, Churadi, and Churadi. The first dhatus for each of those ganas are the name for that gana. Why different ganas? Why do you have to differentiate into these 10 ganas? See, there are 10 declensions for each dhatu. In that, you have different ganas. Each dhatu is of different ganas. Why? Because dhatu, with the dhatu, as you already have seen, with the dhatu, I add the lakara. Maybe lat lakara, lit lakara, whatever lakara. With the dhatu, I add the lakara. Any dhatu it may be of duadi, adadi, tudadi, churadi, any dhatu. There is no problem. But in between, there is a pratyaya called vikarana pratyaya. Vikarana pratyaya. There is a pratyaya called vikarana pratyaya. It's a suffix which comes in between to bring in a special change. Visheshena karanam. It's a special change which it brings to that type of dhatu. So, for the dvadi, you will bring in shyan, shap, kartari shap. There is a general pratyaya, vikarana pratyaya, shap. In this shakara is it, pakara is it, we have a. A will be the general pratyaya, but there will be other shen, etc. So special for each of them. That will bring in instead of a, ya, shya, etc. So because of that the form changes. So we have this different vikarana pratyayas which come to the dhatu, and the dhatu can be used in three different types of meanings. One is kartari prayoga, the other is karmani prayoga. Kartari, karmani, bhave. This is active voice, this is passive voice, this is imperative, impersonal. Active voice, passive voice, impersonal. Kartari prayoga means active voice. Karmani prayoga means passive voice. Bhave means impersonal. It can be used in three different types of sentences. Now, this dhatu, we already saw it is of sakarmaka and akarmaka. This is of again used in this kartari or karmani prayoga. So the sakarmaka dhatu will always be used in karmani, and akarmaka dhatu will always be used in bhave. This is a special case. It is only the sakarmaka dhatu can be used in karmani and akarmaka dhatu can be used in bhave. But sakarmaka and akarmaka dhatu both can be used in kartari. Kartari. Sakarmaka dhatu can be used only in karmani. Akarmaka dhatu can be only used in bhav prayoga. Sakarmaka and other karmaka though both can be used in kartari prayoga. La karmani cha bhave cha karmakebhyah sutra defines this. We'll see those sutras. Okay, so it can be used in active voice. Both can be used in active voice, but sakarmaka dhatu can be only used in passive voice, and akarmaka can be only used in impersonal. So, or in impersonal you can use only akarmaka dhatu, and in passive voice you can use only sakarmaka dhatu. But active voice you can use sakarmaka, akarmaka dhatu. Okay. So, like the thing is a pratyaya, we saw in the. Okay. Now there is another thing which you need to see. So we saw this atmanepada, parasmepada, etc., and we know what each of them are. But how do you understand this dhatu should be used in atmanepada or it can be used in parasmepada? Dhatu can be used in atmanepada or parasmepada and uvepada, but it is specific to the dhatu. How do you know this? There are sutras. Swaritagnita atmanepada, swaritagnita kartari kriya phale, shesham sheshat kartari parasmi padam, like that there are sutras. So we say swarita it anudata gita atmanepada anudata it, then nit. When swarita it